Welcome back. I'm here with the women's basketball head coach, Bill Gibbons, and we're here in the Blaney Gymnasium at the new athletic complex up at Holy Cross. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you again, Brenna.
Now, you guys have 1 year under your belt here with this complex. How has it helped the team, not only with being more prepared for games with the strength and conditioning and everything, but also to bring recruits in as well?
Oh, recruiting it's huge. I mean, you walk into this place and it's state of the art and just spectacular. So everyone that comes in for the first time just can't believe it. Then you walk down to the new indoor field and you see teams practicing out there all the time. But this has been great for us, for both programs with the new office suites and good things happening on the Hill, and we're excited about it. But I can definitely see it helping us in recruiting and just the girls' enthusiasm and energy being in the new place.
Now, last year you were able to get your 600th win here at Holy Cross with the win against Colgate. What do you remember from that day, and what kind of emotions were going through your head?
Yeah, well, I felt like Kyle Yastrzemski going for his 3,000th hit because I was a big Yaz fan, and I knew it took him a bunch of games to get it, and I jinxed myself by talking about that because it took a few games. But it was just a lot of emotion, of thankfulness in all the people that helped me get to Holy Cross and at Holy Cross, Brenna. So there was a lot of Thanksgiving in that, and to have my dad there in his illness, but to be there as my mentor was special, and of course all my family. So you share those things with your family and you look back on them later. This year I have a passion to get us back to the top of the Patriot League. That's the #1 goal, and to win a championship. But when you have a milestone like that, I think you look back fondly, and there's a lot of Thanksgiving that was in my heart that day.
Now, coaching at a school like Holy Cross with the rich history of basketball the school has, is there pressure for you as a coach?
I don't know. I guess you always put pressure on yourself to win, but being a Worcester kid growing up and hearing the Bob Cousy and Ronnie Perry and Togo Palazzi, Tommy Heinsohn through the years, and then me being a part of the men's program for George Blaney for 4 years, and then seeing Togo start the women's program with their success. I guess there is a little history in my blood, or I'm very familiar with it, and certainly that's what I talk about, that passion to get that back, and anything less than a winning season is not what we want at Holy Cross, and I think that's what you have to, the passion and the striving for that is what we try to instill in our players, Brenna.
Yeah, you've been here for a few years. What are some things that you remember, whether it's players that have come through or just games that have really stood out for you?
Yeah, I think I mostly remember the players and the, going to their weddings and then having them come back with their children and stuff like that. That's the fondest memory. We have the 29th this year. We're finally around. Usually it's a recruiting weekend for homecoming, so my staff and I are gone. This year we're home, so we decided to have a little alumni shooting games with our team, and then we're going to have a tailgate, and it'll be great. There's a ton of alums that are coming back. So I remember some of the games, beating Maryland across the hallway in the Hart Center, the only NCAA win in Patriot League history, and for us to upset them here, and beating Rutgers when they were #3 in the country. So there's some wins that stand out, but the championship games, of course. But I think to answer your question, I think it's just to see those young girls grow into young women ready for any and all challenges is the best satisfaction in my 38 years that I've been here.
Now, the season is approaching. It seems like it's getting earlier.
Yes.
Do you like that as a coach? How do you guys kind of prepare now as you're getting closer?
Yeah, it's different. The rules change. I was talking off the air with Sean Brenna that we start practice September 30th, which is the earliest we've ever started practice. So they are giving us 4 hours a week and to work with them on the court. And then, of course, Coach Oliver has them in the strength and conditioning. I like our freshmen. I like the chemistry. We're going to play a different style this year. A new identity, so we're trying to instill that early in what I call the pre-preseason before we get started with our preseason practices. But the junior class led by Lauren Maney has come back in great shape, and I really like our 4 freshmen. They came up during the summer. They had a team bonding at Madeline Smith's house in New York. And I like the chemistry, I like the attitude, and this is always a great time of year to get excited for hoop season.
Yeah, you have about 3 seniors that you have to kind of replace this year.
Right.
So how important is that, next up mentality for the team?
Yeah, I think they know that, of course, Infinity and Trisha Byrne and Katie Doherty, 3 players that played a lot of minutes. There's a lot of minutes there to be replaced, as well as points and assists. So I think the girls are up to that challenge, and I can tell how hard they've worked. We have a girl, Catherine Peaty, who's our walk-on that earned a scholarship, and I challenged her to earn some of those minutes, that particularly Infinity and Katie, and she came back in the best shape of her life. She's shooting the ball great. So that's a great example of seeing that opportunity and seizing it by working hard.
You talked about them a little bit earlier. Your freshman class coming in, what have you seen, or what can we expect to see from them?
Right. Well, there are 4 girls that all bring something different to the table. Madison Dembski was first team All-State in Pennsylvania. She's from Villa Marie Academy, the same as Lisa Mifsud, and is a 6'2" player that reminds us of Lauren, actually. Aluchi Azema has probably been the most pleasant surprise. She was the 2-time player of the year in Rhode Island, and Aluchi is a great athlete, and she's looked great in our early workouts. Avery LaBarbera was a highly recruited point guard out of Harrison, New York, and she's backing up Smitty now and learning from her. And then the 4th is Kelly Petro, who's a solid, 6-foot guard, big guard that we haven't had in a while. So I like that group, I like their chemistry, and I like the way they're working, and hopefully we can gel them into the system and have a great year.
Yeah, and looking ahead to the season, you have BC, among others. Yep. What are some things that you're looking forward to for this season?
Well, we play a tough non-conference schedule, but we certainly want to have a winning record in that. Sometimes we've looked ahead to the Patriot League and just used the non-conference to get ready for that. But we want to win in the non-conference schedule. I think we have some winnable games. We have BC on their Kids Day at 11:30 game early in the year, which will be a challenge for us. But we're playing Albany, who's been a great team in the America East Conference, and some Ivy League teams. So it's a challenge. But we want to have a winning record there, and then be ready going into hopefully have a great season in the Patriot League and compete for a championship. Finish in the top 4 so we can get a home game here in the Hart Center, and anything can happen in the playoffs. But I'm excited. As you can tell, I have the same butterflies now that I did 38 years ago when I first started up here at the Cross.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we are excited for the season to begin as well. We'll have much more of the game after this.